Do not support Evan Johnson in any way, shape, or form, and let me make that fucking clear. I don't support him, I don't support violence against women, and I sure as hell do not support the disgusting, deplorable, violent, heinous acts that he committed against Kayla Malecc behind closed doors. I really fucking hope and pray that when this goes to court this week, Kayla gets justice for what that man put her through. At the same time, the videos that I'm currently seeing all over my For You page are disturbing to me. This is not TikTok tea and drama for everyone else's entertainment. This is real people dealing with some really serious shit. The conversation has completely shifted focus away from Kayla Malecc and how she was brave enough to speak out about what she went through to how James Charles involved, the downfall, Bye Sister 2.0, where's the apology video? It's distracting from the actual issue at hand, which is domestic violence. I have not spoken out about this for a couple of different reasons. The main one being, this is going to court this week. Anything I or anybody else says online can and probably will be used by either Evan's defense attorney or the judge to affect the outcome of its ruling. And I didn't want to put Kayla at any risk for that. I hate that I'm getting online and filming this video right now, but I truthfully have no other choice because I've also spent the last several weeks trying to get in contact with the only person involved in this that actually matters and needs to hear the truth, and that's Kayla Malecc. And she has been unwilling to have a conversation with me. And frankly, I don't fucking blame her. After I watched the laughable interview between Be Better and Zach Sellers, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with me either if I was being fed complete bullshit lies and misinformation from the person whose only source of information is the same man that lied to and abused me for 9 months straight. At this point, I have no choice other than to get online, tell my story, and then prove my story to be true in a court of law. I am suing Zach Sellers and anybody else that thinks it's funny or entertaining to get online and spread defamatory and slanderous lies, misinformation, completely bullshit made-up stories for the sake of views, likes, engagement, and galaxies. I'm done. This all started at the beginning of 2025 when I reached out to Kayla about her and Evan being in a Valentine's Day video together. She told me she couldn't. She was crashing out because they had just broken up because he was crazy. I tried to lighten the mood a little bit and make a lighthearted joke asking could I have him now, and then asked what actually happened between them. All she told me was that he did awful things to her and that I would find out more in her 30-part TikTok series. She said she was upset that she helped build his platform based off of lies and abuse, and whenever she was healed, she was going to get online and expose him. I'm going to be so honest, I did not take this conversation very seriously. And obviously, now knowing what we all do, I fucking should have. Reading it back now, it is super clear that she was using humor to cope, and that is perfectly fine and valid. But at the time, I genuinely interpreted these messages as a messy breakup. Maybe he cheated, maybe they got into a drunken argument that ended badly. I could have never imagined what she was actually going through behind the scenes. A lot of Kayla's own friends and family have said they had no idea what she was going through. I wish I could go back in time and been there for her, tried to help her. I wish that I would have asked more questions, but frankly, I didn't feel comfortable doing so. First and foremost, she obviously wasn't ready to talk about it yet based on her last message. And secondly, me and Kayla Malecc just weren't close friends. I don't say that to take away from her feelings about this. I don't say that to undermine what she went through. We've only met a couple of times. We collabed in 2023. She guest starred on a podcast with me in 2024, and we hung out at our mutual friend's Halloween party back in October. We've never hung out one-on-one. We've never had a deep conversation. I just really didn't know her that well to be able to interpret these messages and have a better idea of what was actually happening behind closed doors. And I wish more than anything I did because I should have never gotten involved with this, but I did not know what she was going through. I really fucking hate to admit it, but I did have a brief friendship with Evan Johnson that started and ended well before I ever learned about any of the violence that was going on behind the scenes. He reached out to me a couple of days later asking me for advice and told me the same exact story that Zach Sellers believed and then repeated on the Be Better podcast, which was that the relationship was toxic, they both said things and did things that they shouldn't have, and a bunch of other stories that genuinely made me believe Evan Johnson was the victim in the situation. He told me that he moved back to Nashville to go to church and get therapy and try to become a better man, and he seemed vulnerable. He seemed real, and he seemed scared that Kayla was going to get online and start telling lies about him, and he knew exactly what to say to relate it back to a situation that I was in that made me have sympathy for him and be on his side. I feel so fucking dumb for ever believing him, but when I was in a similar situation, all I cared about was anybody treating me like a human being and hearing me out and being there for him, so that's what I tried to provide. We became closer, we would start FaceTiming, he was very suicidal and depressed, and eventually he told me that he wanted to come out to LA to escape and get his mind off of things for a weekend, so I invited him out. All we did was sit on the couch, order food, watch movies, but over the course of the weekend, I slowly started to notice that some of his stories were not exactly lining up. There were inconsistencies, and I started to get worried that I might be on the wrong side of things, and that was confirmed as soon as Kayla noticed that he was at my house and I had to lie to her. I didn't know what to do. I realized then that I was in the middle of a very fucking messy situation that I should have never gotten involved with in the first place, but this man was staying with me and I didn't know how to get out of it. Later on that night, I told Evan straight up I was uncomfortable, I was upset that I had to lie to her, and that we could not hang out any further. He respected that, and the next morning, he flew home. As soon as Evan left LA, I immediately started making myself unavailable to him because I recognized that he was not the man he was telling me he was. But it wasn't until a month later, when Kayla uploaded her video, He Doesn't Love You, that I actually got to sit and watch how much of a monster he is. My jaw was on the floor for all 2 hours of that video. I could not believe what I was watching and seeing. The horrendous verbal abuse, the violent physical abuse. I was shocked. I was ashamed for not taking me and Kayla's conversation more seriously. I was embarrassed for ever believing that man's lies and manipulation. And I was angry with myself that I ever allowed that man into my home. It was horrifying, and I'm so proud of Kayla for being able to speak up. A couple of days later, I started getting messages on Instagram from Zach Sellers, Evan's best friend, basically warning me that Evan had lied to both of us and telling me that I should cut him off. I didn't see these messages at first until he made a public TikTok accusing me of still supporting Evan behind the scenes, and I messaged him right away because I was confused. His messages genuinely seemed nice. He seemed like he was checking in, warning me to make sure that I was okay and have cut Evan off because he knew that we were both told the same exact lies and stories from Evan. The only reason he even knew I was involved at all was because he was physically with Evan as his best friend, supporting him every single day. It took me 3 days with Evan to realize that something wasn't right here. It took Zach 3 months. So to act this way privately and then to get online as if I'm some monster was wild to me. What started off as a video of James Charles supporting Evan Johnson behind the scenes snowballed into more videos, more content, and then live streams. Every single night, Zach has been live asking for galaxies in exchange for showing more receipts. He's been asking his followers for their cities and locations so he can go on tour with Kayla after this is all over with. He's even been asking for donations on PayPal to fund a merch line. This has nothing to do with getting justice for Kayla and everything about making an opportunity for himself. And the perfect one came along when Be Better flew him out to Canada for their podcast interview. Aside from the timeline that I just told you guys, everything else in that hour-long episode is complete bullshit. To start rumors about somebody online is one thing. Unfortunately, I know that that comes with the job, but to publicly accuse them of prostitution is ridiculous. There is no proof, no evidence of any of the ridiculous claims that Zach is making because they did not happen, which is why I have no choice other than to take legal action. But before I do that, I want to quickly take a second and clear the air on some things that have really set me over the edge. First and foremost, Evan Johnson and I did not in any way, shape, or form have a physically sexual relationship. We did not have sex while he was here, and I did not, under any circumstances, pay Evan Johnson for sexual favors. Not in person, and certainly not online through a secret OF account where I'm apparently funding his entire life. That is absurd. Not that it's anybody's business, but I do have an OF account. I'm a grown adult. I barely use it, but Zach, if you would like to see, I will gladly send you a screenshot of my transaction history. I have nothing to hide, and I have not sent Evan Johnson $1 single. Zach claims to know all this information to be true because he pressured Evan into getting drunk and telling him what happened on the trip. I don't know if Evan lied to him to make the trip seem more fun and exciting, or if Zachy literally just made this up for funsies. I would like to believe that that isn't the case and that he was manipulated in this situation as well, but he claims to have seen a video on Evan's phone of him having sex with me. Zach, post it. If you have the receipt, if you have the video evidence, you can upload it. You have my full consent and permission. I've had far worse posted to me online that I didn't consent to. Go right ahead. But you can't because there is no video of something that did not happen. Be Better doesn't even stand by these claims because he's now added a disclaimer to their interview that says he was not able to verify a single thing that Zach said. Second, there's a rumor going around that I paid Evan Johnson's bail. This is not true. It is a public record that it was Evan's family who got him out. Kayla's own sister has confirmed this.
JC did not bail out EJ. I know who did, and I cannot say anything.
Third, there's a new narrative started by Be Better that I am trying to silence anybody that talks about this issue. First and foremost, this is literally the biggest thing on TikTok right now. I don't understand how anybody could possibly assume that I'm trying to silence people, but Be Better made a video basically saying that I'm working with YouTube behind the scenes to manipulate their algorithm and get their video hidden. I truthfully wish this was possible. I've been making content for 8 long years now. There are videos on YouTube with 5, 10, 20 million views that if I could have gotten them removed, I would have. But be better. I know you said you're having your lawyers reach out to YouTube. So YouTube, I give you my full permission to release any communications between myself or my team to you guys about this matter because, again, they don't exist. Zach has also now made a video claiming that my lawyers have reached out to him to threaten him, to silence him, and to offer him hush money. This is not true. Zach, my lawyers cannot contact you directly, so instead they emailed your modeling agency because that is the only contact you have listed. There was no threat, there was no offer, they were simply asking for the contact of your lawyers. I told you I was going to sue you, and this is what the beginning of that process looks like. It really sucks that at this point I am left with no options other than to pursue a case. As for Kayla, I am so fucking sorry that I ever got involved in this. I should have never believed his lies and manipulation. I should have never even responded back to him in the first place, and I'm sorry for hurting you. I genuinely do wish you the absolute best of luck, and I really hope that you get justice for what that man put you through.
What's going on, everybody? It's Rich Lex. Yeah, so I'm dressed up today because I'm going undercover. James Charles is hitting on all the guys, all the straight men, all the gay boys, and I don't want to be the next victim. So hold on. Hey, what's up, Mom? Yes, it's Rich Lex, your famous son. The best son you have. Listen, I'm dressed up as a woman now, so if you see me up on YouTube, it's because I'm undercover. I don't want James Charles to, hit on me and stuff. Okay, I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day too, Mom. Can you imagine? Hey, Mom, not only am I gay, I'm also coming out as trans now. Bye. Can you imagine how hard that is for people who are trans? Like, you gotta come out as gay, and you gotta come out as trans. Damn. Okay. But now, no, I never ever felt trans. Girl, we got some breaking news, girl. Jeffree Star went after Thomas Halbert. You guys remember Thomas Halbert? Oh, my God. And that beef? Thomas Halbert accused Jeffree Star of saying the N-word at his house, and Jeffree Star kicked him out. And then Thomas Halbert ultimately got canceled online, and no one ever heard from him since. And then he crept into Jeffree Star's live stream, and Jeffree Star popped off on him. Let me show you the receipt. This happened yesterday, girl. Make it pop.
Thomas, you've been jealous of me for a very long time. I love it.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't even bother. Don't bother muting. He loves looking at me. Mm-hmm. I know, baby. It's what you could have never achieved. Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. I've sold over 1.2 million products on TikTok in the last year.
That's so fun.
So y'all can say whatever you want about me, girl. I ain't worried about none of it. The legacy speaks for itself, sweetie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because when I leave the house, I make bells ring, ding, ding. Paul
Round shakes.
Yeah, Adam and Exine and Paul saw it all week. I really fell off. No one knew who I was. Everywhere we went, I'm irrelevant. My time's passed. No one recognizes me. I'm old news. Yep. Is it opposite day? Shut up! It's so funny.
Y'all, if you only knew.
Yeah, look at Thomas's comment. I love it, but you're the one sitting here looking at my beautiful skin, honey.
Oh, thank you for the algorithm boost too. I really appreciate you.
I know. There's almost 600 people in here. Double tap her screen, you guys. Let's get her to 150. Maybe I'll con her to do a giveaway.
Yeah, let's do one.
Maybe I'll have Xena do a giveaway. Y'all turn it up.
I've always felt like a man. No, but seriously, I hope you like today's gig.
The motherfucker wants to try it. Now, 2 days ago, the YouTuber Thomas Halbert, which if you don't know who that is, I know a lot of you are probably like, who? I know. If you don't know who that is, fast forward. If you know what I'm talking about, he uploaded a video where he insinuated some very big accusations about me. Now, he didn't have the guts to say my name. He knew the legal ramifications for lying, and anything that is defamatory, or someone that actually goes on record and says you are this, this, and this, and you are not, and they are literally lying, there of course are legal ramifications. You are affecting someone else's life. So, here's what's going on. Now, Thomas made a very big accusation against me. Now, quick backstory. If you want the full story, you guys, please go on over to my Twitter. I just want to come on here and mention it so you guys know, like, okay, like, the bitch finally knows what's going on. He's addressing it. And yes, I am addressing it because this person is lying for attention, and there is a very deep backstory that he failed to mention in his video that I went into very detail on Twitter right now. So if you want to head over there, please do so. People always want, pull out the receipts. Girl, I uploaded text messages. I uploaded audio voice notes. This person is disturbed. There's a lot going on there, and he tried to bring me into the trenches of his misery for personal gain, and honey, that's not gonna happen. Now, he makes the accusation, you guys, that when he came over, now we've only met once, we met 2 months ago for the first time ever, for 2 hours at my house. Now, he asked me about my past, he asked me about things I'd said in the past, about racism, about allegations, about the beauty community, and I was very candid with him. I was very upfront, very truthful, very brutally honest, and I answered all of his questions. Now, when he left my house, we saw each other a few weeks later. Now, in his video, he said that when he left my house, he was so bothered, he was disturbed. He said that I said a racial slur in front of him. After everything I've been through, after my past, after everything that I have, I literally sat there and I'm like, I gave you business advice. We talked about your failed merch line. We talked about your channel. He asked me real business advice on YouTube, makeup, everything. And because he couldn't get what he wanted out of me, he flipped it and chose a subject that he knew was going to get a lot of attention because it's sensitive. And he made up a full, false story to try to harm me. And I'm like, oh, I don't really deal with this type of stuff. So long story short, this person, hi Thomas, I know you're watching this, you were at my house, and then weeks later, you were at my office. You were at Killer Merch in the Jeffree Star Cosmetics warehouse, begging for us to do your merchandise, saying you had a shitty deal with someone else. And we were like, you know what, maybe we'll take this kid under our wing. But something felt off. We declined to do business with you. You also asked to film 2 videos with me for YouTube, for your personal gain, of course. I declined to work with you on that as well. So, no merch line, no YouTube collabs, and all of a sudden I'm the racist. Got it! Are you that dumb? Girl, you don't handle rejection very well. So if you've made it this far, I'm not trying to waste any more of your guys' time. Hop on over to Twitter if you want to see everything else I had to say about it. But I just wanted to come on here, you guys, like man to man, woman to woman, alien to alien, and just be really candid because it's like, I'm good, but it does affect my mental health.
Don't mind the chest hair and things like that. Just tell me I look pretty, guys. Just tell me in the comments I look pretty. We're going to be talking about James Charles finally responded, because he did. So James, not the foundation not matching the... That's 2 different colors. Oh my God. It's tough being a girl. Damn, how come y'all never told me it was this hard? Damn. Oh, I think my eyelash fell off. Yeah, I think this eyelash might have fall off. Oh, damn. Well, let's just knock this one off. There we go. Now we match. All right, the gloves are off. All that to say this, I gotta boost up these girls. It's my little lingerie I put underneath here. It's my muumuu. I walk around the house in my muumuu. And I also wear the same outfit to go down to the Walmart, because who cares? With flip-flops, I don't care. Judge me. And then I'm going to need a little bit of concealer to hide the beard. I don't want y'all clocking me. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. A little bit of this. All right. So James Charles has responded. Funny that he responded off the heels of Trisha Paytas saying just put out a statement. James Charles did put out a statement. He said he does not... James Charles posted on his TikTok story, I do not support Evan Johnson. And then extremely small print, he writes, I am hoping and praying that Kayla gets justice tomorrow. As I promised her privately, I will not be responding publicly to anything until after the hearing is over. Now, he does not align or support the boy that he flew out and slept with. He said that he does not align, he does not condone the boy. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, no, because you're saying that now, but you literally like had him in your house and slept with him, according to Jackie or whatever that guy's name is. Let me show you the receipt. Here we go.
Have you learned nothing?
Oh, I know. I know. After court.
Okay, and we're back. I have seen the comments. A lot of people are shook. That James Charles even said that. Because they're like, what do you, like, they're not buying it. They're like, this is a little bit too late. They're saying, this is too late. First of all, if you like the eyeshadow, look how pretty this, look. Look at that glimmer. See that glimmer gold? I'll show you what I used. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Rose Metals palette. Let me show you the colors. And it's this color right here. It's such a pretty palette. Don't sleep on Anastasia Beverly Hills. That's a nice palette. And I'm using the ABH foundation. And this is the basically everything's ABH. Okay. No, seriously, I think one of the hardest part about being a girl is, other than everything, but damn, the hair. I mean, you got to get that hair right. If you don't get the hair right, I think everything else is like a fail. Damn it. First of all, I think it's just the wig. Can somebody leave a like? Can you guys leave a like? Drop a heart, comment, a super thanks. Please leave a super thanks. I can buy me a new wig. They go for about $150, guys. If everyone drops $50, guys, I can buy me a badass thickening wig, girl. So I can go undercover in disguise, and then I can go to your city and test your man and see if he's cheating on you. Because I'll show up like this in disguise. Hey baby, ¿Cómo estás, papi? Hey baby, like that, very much like that. And then I'll tell you if your boyfriend's cheating on you. Okay. All that to say this, guys, we need to talk about the great debate that is 100 men versus a gorilla. Sounds like my Saturday night. Anyways, I went to the news station because I was being interviewed about my thoughts and opinions about who would win 100 men versus a gorilla. So your girl was on the news. Here we go.
We will not let go of this debate. It comes after one person, after if 100 men could fight a gorilla and win. Some say the gorilla would unleash a legendary whoop-ass on all of the 100 men, while others argue the men have a chance under certain circumstances.
Listen. They talking about 100 men versus one gorilla. 100 men is beating that gorilla's ass. One gorilla versus 100 men? You know how much 100 men is? Listen.
Many people have been sharing their theories about this, and we ask you all about a 100-man versus gorilla showdown. And here's what you said online. Who would you think would win in this? 45% said 100 men, 55% said one gorilla. Our guests are here to talk about it tonight. On one side, we have Team Gorilla, Wes Critchlow and Rich Lux. And on Team 100 Men, Desmond Dangerfield and Quincy Gitt. Desmond, where the hell did this challenge come from?
I have no idea.
And why are people fascinated with it?
I really have no idea, but it is social
You're like,
media.
what am I doing here, too?
I will say this. If you give 100 men a bottle of bourbon, a gas station pill, a honey pack, and rage from paying rent on the furs, I really think we can tackle this gorilla. I have a big back, okay? So I feel like all of our other fellow big backs will tackle on the silverback. So we'll be fine.
There you go. All right, Quincy, your thoughts about this?
Easily, hands down, the 100 men are going to take him. Now, we may lose a first, maybe 20, you know what I mean? But due to his stamina, after a while, he won't stand a chance.
All right, Rich, you're the social media king.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Why are people so fascinated by it?
It's just, I believe Reddit. But listen.
So this just came out of somebody's head?
Yes, it just sparked a debate. And it's fascinating. And I want to chime in. I think Gorilla would win. Hands down, Gorilla would win.
Against 100 men?
Yes. The sheer power, intimidation. You ever seen King Kong just rip the dinosaur head off? Man.
But that's a giant.
No, everyone who says 100 men would win is irrelevant. And they need to get real, because everyone knows that a gorilla would win every time.
All right, sir, what do you say?
All right, 100 men versus a gorilla. The gorilla wins unless you have Chuck Norris. Thank you.
Got it. So when you hear those stats, sir,
we're talking about arena style, no prep. So if humans, we have time to prep. Sure. But arena style, put 100 average guy. Let's do a little.
You haven't seen my Uncle Tony at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Let's do a little social experiment. How many of you guys have military experience, combat experience? The average guy put in an arena against a gorilla. No.
But they didn't specify the average guy.
And if the gorilla charges right at the crowd, it's over.
He got to get tired somewhere.
Rip
Right?
you limb from limb.
But he's gonna eventually get tired.
some
though.
Have you seen Uncle Tony losing the battle of dominoes at 2 in the morning?
Can lift 800 pounds. That's me versus 100 top.
He can't do it to all 100 at once. I promise
Somebody-
you.
Oh,
That.
yeah. I'll tell you more now.
That's really good. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.
Okay, we're back. What do you think about that? Okay, I love it. The other thing I want to talk about is Kayla malecc. I saw this coming a mile away. I forgot to mention it, but I did want to say this. Other than Peter Mon's snake, I did want to say, I did want to say this. Kayla malecc the other day did this unboxing of this. Kayla malecc did unboxing, a Louis Vuitton unboxing. Now, it wasn't anything like this. Ugh. So if you guys didn't see this video of me unboxing this in a full luxury vlog, check out my YouTube. I posted about 2 videos ago. I think it's called like Luxury's Dead or something like that. If you like to watch me shopping behind the scenes for $5,000 bags, check that video out. I put a lot of work into it. So she gets this Louis Vuitton bag. Let me roll you the clip.
Who sent this? I didn't order anything from Louis Vuitton. This just showed up at my door. I'm so confused. What is this? I'm like, I literally have no idea what is in this, who this is from. We're finding out together. Oh, it feels like maybe like, it's pink. Oh my gosh, there's something in this. There's something, this is really cute. Really cute. Okay, who's it gonna be? Natasha Denona. Oh my god! Oh my god! Everything is bedazzled, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is so sick, bro. Oh my gosh. And even like the brushes. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. This is so cool. Oh my. Are you freaking kidding me? Please don't be broken. Oh my god. This is so, you know how long this fucking took? Oh my gosh. Is there a note? I noticed you love a little spackle, so I Michaela-ized my favorite Natasha Denona products just for you, taking the opportunity to show you my deepest appreciation for your constant support from day one. Sending you a big hug. Natasha, this is fucking sick. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I can't even. This is so freaking cute. Like, are you kidding me? Thank you. That was the sweetest surprise.
All right, and I'm thinking to myself, like now you're bought. Like you're bought. Like Natasha Denona bought you. Like she bought you. And this is like, if this would have happened a couple years ago, people would have lost their mind. They would have been shook. They would have been shook. But for whatever reason, it's like okay now. And I don't understand that. For Natasha Denona to send influencers a Louis Vuitton bag with her makeup inside of it, it's almost like she's being bought. Like, don't show that on camera. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it comes across as not relatable. It comes across like I can be bought. It comes across like that. And when I saw that, although we have seen this time and time again where she has received Birkin bags and things of that nature, it's just like, girl, first of all, you know damn well that $2,000-$3,000 bag is only costs about 50 cents, $50 to make, girl, at the end of the day, the raw materials. And so you think of it that way, and it's like, although it's a nice bag, thank you, I appreciate it, run me the check, honey. Run me the check, honey. I want these China bags. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. When I saw that, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I just kind of like, you could be bought, right? Because if it was me, right? If it was me and I got a Louis Vuitton bag, right? And I opened it up. Let me show you. Not that this would ever happen. But I opened it up and it's a Christian Dior powders and Christian Dior brushes. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Dior, for sending me your new makeup in a Louis Vuitton trunk. Like, it just comes across, not only do I think that's kind of shady, but I would kind of feel like, yeah, I don't think that I could be trusted like that, because every time I'm gonna review Dior, you guys are gonna think that, you know, it was bought. Let me put this over that. Oh, it's a nice, pretty color. Oh, it's a really nice color. Look at that. This is the She Glam cream. Let me try that out. Do we have any brushes? Do we have any powder brushes over here? I guess not. There we go. Found one. Ooh, this one's busted the house, girl. Look how I need to throw this one away. After this video, this one will be tossed away. Huda Beauty, thank you so much. You served your purpose today. But look at that. That's pretty. Listen, don't sleep on that She Glam makeup. That's She Glam makeup, bitch. Look. And it's affordable. Oh, honey. But see, I like to take my blush and I like to bring it up a little bit more higher, like up in that gig. Because the higher you bring your blush up here, it gives you a more pulled up look, and you do look younger. And let me tell you, at this age, I need all the blurring, I need all the filter, and I need all the lifting I can get, honey. And it really works. Look how lifted this face looks compared to this side. Look at that. It's pretty. Definitely gonna steal your man now. Y'all ain't watch out, I'm gonna steal all your man. There we go. Hassan, watch out. I'm coming for you guys. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this drama in the comments down below. This is Rich Life with the hottest tea on TikTok. Wait, no, we're on YouTube. On YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Mwah. I can't wait to take this shit off, girl. I don't know how y'all do it. See you later, guys. Bye.